This thing now does 95% of the world's offshore wind measurements.
Wow. Matt, thanks for taking the time to speak to me today. Can you just tell us a little bit about ZX Lidar? You know, what are we looking at here?
You're looking at a British technology that was developed in the UK that we're now delivering to 120 countries. And if I take you through them, we've got 3 basic models.
Okay.
This one, turbine mounted, absolutely gives you a truly unique view of the incoming wind into a turbine. Absolutely excellent for power curve testing.
Okay.
And essentially we're now being used a lot onshore and offshore to actually articulate how well people's turbines are doing. And we can see the shear and the veer that other people can't.
Yep.
But if I take you back over to here, this is our traditional bread and butter piece of work, the ZX 300. This is how we literally started revolutionizing the wind industry.
Okay.
There's concerns about getting to those higher heights originally. People weren't putting in 200-meter masts back then. This thing can measure 200 meters, 300 meters above the ground. Essentially, it involves no working at heights, which can be an advantage and is a real driver for some people. But equally, it's just the flexibility of being able to turn up, start measuring within 2 weeks of talking to me, and you've started measurements. If you want to put a mast in afterwards, why not? But let's make sure the site's good for it. And then we come back over, we go over here. This one is the 300M. It's got everything that's inside this one.
Okay.
But this really pulled us into the marketplace because we were using 81-meter masts. They were costing £12 million, and it was taking them out of the site before you built it. It was ludicrous. And now you look at those hub heights offshore, they're higher and higher and higher. So literally the industry had to come together and go, well, how do we use this technology? So this is the one that really pioneered bankability. It pulled us into there because no developer could build a mast that was tall enough, cost effectively. And so essentially they looked around what was left. Basically this new technology at the time was new. And we then had Offshore Wind Accelerator build a project that allowed us to then demonstrate its performance. This thing now does 95% of the world's offshore wind measurements.
Wow.
I know. Now, if the offshore wind market could keep hold of itself and keep going, that'd be grand. But literally, we are in any market where we even did China for a while. They're doing it themselves a bit more now. But you name a country looking at the wind, we're doing it.
Okay. On that point, then, so do you see America with what's just happened with the tariffs? Do you know? I know it's early. Do you see that affecting you? Do you really see it not being an issue at all? How do you just see that?
It's interesting because the effect came before that when we were looking at things like Ørsted's abatement, where they literally had to pay not to build a wind farm. The way they would have worked that out is by looking at the data from this, combined with the steel prices, combined with what turbines were on offer, and they realised it didn't stack up. Now Trump's come along and made things infinitely worse. No offence, that's probably my Esther disappeared now, isn't it? But essentially is that, it's had a real impact. But what we're seeing now is the fact that, I mean, people are looking outside of America. It is a significant market. Onshore, it's hard for that political influence to necessarily hamper development. Offshore, it's federal water, he can do what he likes. Impact, but God, if Brazil managed to deliver its offshore wind, we wouldn't even care about America.
I know, Brazil's huge.
You move around a little bit. The Philippines are going, Vietnam's got its PDP-8 kind of hopefully coming together again. But all of these things is that if you look globally, you're pretty much buffered from some of the
you can find a market somewhere else. So you would say moving forward, the outlook is good?
Definitely. I mean, the thing is that if we take the economics and the politics away, we need this stuff. You know,
it's not going away.
We just need more energy, and we can't just use energy that's going to have an impact. And look, I'm not against any particular type of energy. Do nuclear if you want, but you need more time. You know, what we've got here is part of the mix in terms of wind.
I think that's it. A mix is what you need.
I'd like to see it being high, and of course wind will recover. We can't do without it.
Perfect. All right. Thanks for taking the time to speak to me. Cheers.